Imagine, if you will, a universe where reality extends beyond the three dimensions we know so well. This universe is not bound by the limitations that we have grown accustomed to. It's not confined to the simple parameters of up, down, left, right, forward, and backward. Venture out with me now to the infinite expanse of this six-dimensional cosmos. Picture each dimension as a door, opening to multitudes of possibilities, avenues of existence yet unexplored. A realm where the concept of up, down, left, right, forward, and backward is just the beginning, where these simple directions are but an introduction to the complexities that lie ahead. There, in this unimaginable plane, exists a world that is thrilling, fascinating, and mind-bendingly intricate. It is a universe that defies our conventional understanding, challenges our preconceived notions, and invites us to reconsider the very nature of reality itself. We move beyond the confines of the three-dimensional world into a universe where additional dimensions offer unimaginable scope. A domain where the laws of physics we've been taught might not apply anymore. Where the familiar becomes alien, and alien becomes familiar. Now picture humanity in its entirety transplanted into this universe. Picture people, as we know them, existing in this six-dimensional reality. How would we look? Would our bodies adapt to inhabit these additional dimensions? Would our minds expand, our perceptions change, our understanding deepen? And how would we function? Would our day-to-day lives be transformed beyond recognition? How would we interact, communicate, and live in this newfound reality? It's a thought that bends the mind, isn't it? In our familiar three-dimensional world, we humans are intricate, multifaceted beings with our bodies perfectly designed down to the smallest detail to interact harmoniously with our surrounding environment. Every detail of our physical being, from the tips of our fingers to the way our eyes perceive light, is intricately crafted to function optimally within this three-dimensional space. We exist in a world that we understand through the axes of up-down, left-right, and forward-backward. Now let's take a moment to delve into the concept dimensions. A dimension in and of itself is a unique and independent direction in space, perpendicular to all other existing dimensions. With each new dimension, we introduce an additional axis, a new direction that is orthogonal to the ones we are already aware of. Imagine then expanding our reality, adding another 3 dimensions, thus creating a 6-dimensional universe. Each of these 3 additional dimensions would introduce brand new directions, entirely perpendicular to the ones we already know and understand. These new dimensions would be as fundamental and integral to that universe as up-down, left-right, and forward-backward are to ours. In a 6-dimensional universe, there would be 3 additional directions to our familiar up-down, left-right, and forward-backward. So, if we were to transform into 6-dimensional beings, our physical form would need to adapt to interact with these new directions. This process would not be a simple or instantaneous change. It would require a series of gradual and meticulous evolutions, reshaping our bodies to accommodate these extra dimensions, allowing us to navigate through uncharted territories. Just imagine our cerebral abilities, for instance. Our cognitive capabilities would have to leap forward exponentially, enabling us to process and understand this complex, multidimensional universe. Our minds might evolve to perceive the past, present, and future simultaneously, much like viewing a movie from start to finish all at once, but in a 4D cinema. Consider the evolution of the 2-dimensional vision we have now simply wouldn't suffice. Our eyes would need to evolve to perceive multiple dimensions concurrently, offering us a level of visual comprehension that goes beyond anything we currently know or understand. This would be like wearing glasses that not only enhance our vision, but also allow us to see elements of reality that were previously invisible. Ponder upon our physical form, our limbs and their movement. Our current bipedal locomotion wouldn't be enough to navigate these newly accessible spaces. Our limbs might need to gain flexibility and adaptability, evolving to move in these additional dimensions, maybe even branching out into new forms. The development of new appendages, or even the transformation of our existing ones, could allow for movement in ways that are beyond our comprehension. It's also worth considering that our senses might need to evolve as well. We might develop a sense of sight for time, allowing us to perceive the flow of events as physical entities. Our sense of touch could evolve to feel the fabric of space itself. And finally, our perception of reality would need a major overhaul. We would need to learn to accept a world where objects can exist in multiple places at once, where time and space could intertwine in inexplicable ways, challenging our every notion of existence. It's a concept so alien, so beyond our current realm of understanding that it's almost impossible to comprehend. Our limbs, too, would evolve to move in these additional dimensions. We might develop new appendages, or our existing ones could transform to allow movement in ways that are beyond our current understanding. Our brains would also need to adapt dramatically. This primary organ serves as the processing hub of all our sensory information, thoughts, emotions and memories. It is an extraordinary command center, a marvel of biological engineering capable of interpreting and analyzing data from our three-dimensional world with astounding speed and accuracy. The human brain possesses an intricate network of over 100 billion neurons, each capable of transmitting information at a rate of more than 200 miles per hour. These neurons and the connections they create underpin our understanding of everything around us, from the basic perception of colors and shapes to complex cognitive processes such as learning and problem-solving. The dimensions we experience, length, width and height, are comprehended thanks to our brain's extraordinary capabilities. Yet, what would happen if we were to introduce 3 additional dimensions? The current layout of our neural networks, already teeming with countless connections and pathways, would be insufficient to handle the influx of new sensory data. In a 6-dimensional universe, the brain would be presented with a colossal challenge. It would need to evolve, to adapt, not just in terms of increasing its processing power, but in fundamentally altering its structure. Additional neural connections would have to be created, existing ones fortified, and fresh methods of interpreting sensory information cultivated. In a 6-dimensional universe, our brains would need to evolve to process and understand the extra information coming from the additional dimensions. But it's not just about physical changes. The concept of residing in a 6-dimensional universe could radically alter our lives in ways we have yet to comprehend. The very principles on which we base our understanding of the world around us may need to be reevaluated and replaced with fresh paradigms that more accurately reflect the realities of life in these new dimensions. Delving deeper, we might find that our existing senses evolved to accommodate this new world. Sight, for instance, could become multidimensional, allowing us to perceive objects from new angles, even from within. What if we could hear the sounds normally beyond our perception, like the rustling of atoms or the humming of cosmic strings? Our sense of touch might allow us to feel the texture of energy itself. Furthermore, we could develop entirely new senses, adapted specifically to life within the 6 dimensions. We might gain an innate sense of spatial orientation in a multiverse, or the ability to perceive time in a non-linear fashion. The possibilities of how we perceive reality are excitingly boundless when we consider living in a 6-dimensional universe. It's a thrilling thought to think of how we might adapt and evolve in such a world, but it also raises countless questions. Yet the sheer potential of it is mind-boggling. We might develop entirely new senses, or our existing ones could evolve to perceive things in ways we can't even imagine. In conclusion, if humans were to exist in a 6-dimensional universe, we would likely evolve into beings of incredible complexity, with abilities and senses far beyond what we know today. But as fascinating as it is to speculate, the true nature of such a reality remains an enigma, a tantalizing glimpse into the vast potential of the universe. Remember, this is just a theory, a fascinating thought experiment.